1.15k gang, welcome back. It's me, your boy. Minecraft 1.17 was a Minecraft update. On both Java and Bedrock, it was the same update, Caves and Cliffs Part 1. But it didn't have the same things. Today, we're going to take a look at 10 1.17 features that are either different or missing on one of the versions of the game. If you have ever played Minecraft, or existed, please leave a like on this video. Small disclaimer before we start. We're talking about the 1.17 update, not the updates that came after like 1.17.1. Some of these features might be in the other version of the game by now, but they weren't in 1.17. Some of these features are also pretty small, like the first one for example. This is an azalea bush, this is a flowering azalea bush. These things look different, but they're pretty much the same exact thing. The azalea is essentially a new type of oak tree. The azalea made it into both versions of Minecraft in the 1.17 update. But not every azalea mechanic made the Bedrock 1.17 cut for whatever reason. Azaleas can go in flower pots. This functionality was not in Bedrock 1.17. It eventually made it to Bedrock in the 1.17.10 update. Clearly not the biggest missing feature in the world, but a missing feature for sure. Azaleas inside of flower pots are an amazing way to decorate a build. The last one wasn't on Bedrock in 1.17. This next one wasn't on Java for like ever. For the longest time, it didn't exist, but now it does. As of 1.17, lava cauldron. Lava cauldrons weren't in the Bedrock 1.17 update because they were already on Bedrock Edition. These things are amazing. These are the perfect way to set up a trash can in your house so you can throw away anything that you don't need. For example, this bow. It's a bow with mending on it. Only an absolute pea-brain would use something like this, so we could just throw that in the lava cauldron and it's gone forever. Same with this stuff right here. We don't need it. And you can pick the lava up, you can put it back in whenever you want, and it actually won't burn anything nearby too. Plants, trees, they're all safe. It's amazing. Lava cauldrons finally made it to Java Edition in 1.17, but they were already on Bedrock. It's honestly been so long since I've been on Bedrock Edition, but I'm back. Over on Bedrock Edition for this next one. The goat horn was in Minecraft Bedrock 1.17, but not on Java. This strange, mysterious animal-related feature has never even been on Java Edition snapshots. Now before we get too far, to be clear, the goat horn is still an experimental feature. It's not out on Bedrock Edition. If you want to check this thing out, you have to be in the betas and you have to have experimental features turned on, but it doesn't even exist in Java anywhere at all. I have to be honest, it's not really a problem though, because it doesn't do anything. You can use it, and it plays the raid noise. The animation is pretty strange. You like eat the goat horn, but yeah, it doesn't actually do anything. If you want to get one of these things, you're gonna have to make a goat ram into a block. If you can manage to do that somehow, or if the goat does it on its own, it has the chance to drop one of its horns, and once it does, it can never get that horn back. The horde literally does nothing though. The goat horn, it's a very mysterious feature. We still have no clue at all what this thing is actually going to do. It's probably going to be in 1.18, but if you want to check this thing out right now, you're going to have to be on Bedrock Edition in the 1.17 update or higher. Speaking of features that you actually can access in normal survival mode at all, take a look at this field. In the daytime it looks normal, at nighttime it's really bright. How does that work if there's no light here? Well, you see, actually it's quite simple. The Minecraft 1.17 update on Java Edition added a brand new item, the light item. The light item was actually not in Bedrock 1.17 because a version of it already existed over there. You most likely have heard about it by now, but the light item, it's a really cool item, especially if you're a creative builder, maybe you're like a map maker or something. It's a literal light item that is invisible. If you don't have the light item itself and you move away from it, eventually that light icon will disappear, but the light won't. You can actually light up an area without having to use like sea lanterns or something. The light gets even better because it comes with options. You place it down, you can toggle through it, you can make it really dim, or you can make it super, super bright, or you can not place it at all. There's so many options here. I can't remember exactly when the light item was added to Bedrock Edition, but I can remember it being added and making a beta video like a long time ago. You definitely don't want to look at that video, so just don't even try and find it. But yeah, you know, I can remember it being on Bedrock for a long time, and it was really, really cool over there. It would be super nice if you were able to get this in survival somehow. No clue how it would work, but it made it to Java Edition in the 1.17 update. Candles are amazing. They look so good. They're a super unique form of light source, and honestly, probably one of the best decorational items in 1.17. Unless you're on Bedrock Edition. Now right now, candles actually are on Bedrock, but that wasn't the case when 1.17 dropped. On June 8th, candles were only on Java Edition when the update first released. Eventually, candles made it to Bedrock Edition in the 1.17.10 update, but at first, yeah, they weren't there. But actually, at one point, candles almost didn't exist at all in 1.17. Shortly after the Caves and Cliffs update split was announced, candles were actually removed from Java 1.17, presumably because they weren't finished on Bedrock and were going to make it into 1.17. Shortly after they were removed from Java 1.17 though, they made it back in. Thankfully, candles are on both versions of the game because they are so cool. Candles are great. I definitely feel that they could add a lot to Minecraft, specifically in structure generation. Hopefully that'll happen in the future. I mean, candles generating in swamp huts, maybe in mineshafts too. It just makes sense, and it's so much more cool than torches. So I don't know if I'm missing something here. I kind of feel like I am. Doesn't make sense at all to me, because Bedrock Edition is definitely by far the version of the game that is easier to do multiplayer on. On Bedrock Edition, you could have a world, your friend could just join your world. Easy. It's very simple. However, on Bedrock 1.17, a new game rule was not added. The game rule is player sleeping percentage. I don't know if I'm missing something here, but it just doesn't exist. In multiplayer, sleeping is really annoying. If you have 2 people in your world, both people need to sleep. Obviously, if you have 4 people, all of them need to sleep. If you have 10 people, all of them need to sleep. Until the Java 1.17 player sleeping percentage game rule. This game rule is amazing. It's something that Minecraft has needed for years. It's literally a game changer when it comes to servers. This game rule is pretty straightforward too. For example, let's say I set this number to 50. That would mean 50% of the people online would need to sleep to roll the night over to the day. Let's say there's 2 people. That means only 1 person needs to sleep. This is amazing. It's so useful for a server. Perfect. Why was this not in Bedrock 1.17 or even after 1.17? Like, is there a better way to do this on Bedrock? Like, huh? It feels like this is like literally designed for that version of the game. For multiplayer. No, like seriously, am I missing something or... Huh? That's so weird. If I were to tell you that the Lush Caves and the Dripstone Caves were on Java 1.17, would you believe me? If no, then you are wrong. You should trust me more, because they are. The 2 cave biomes don't generate quite yet, but they did make it into Minecraft on Java 1.17. On Java Edition, ever since the 1.17 update, it has been possible to actually make a Lush Cave and Dripstone Cave buffet world. Buffet worlds definitely aren't the most interesting survival-friendly worlds, but they are definitely worlds. A single biome buffet world is going to look something like this. Head under the ground, and every single cave system in that world is going to be a Lush Cave. You're going to be able to find all of the Lush Cave features generating inside of the world. Same thing for the Dripstone Caves. If you make a single biome Dripstone Cave world, under the ground, all of the caves will be Dripstone Caves, and you'll be able to get tons of dripstone. It's not even close. The Lush Cave buffet world is way more interesting than the Dripstone Cave one, and inside of the Lush Cave one, you can actually get dripstone. Neither of these worlds are going to be very good for survival though. In the Bedrock betas, after 1.17 dropped, like right now, you can actually create an experimental world again and get all of the cave biomes inside of that world and the mountains too, which is pretty sweet, but not in 1.17. The Skulk sensor is currently on Minecraft Bedrock Edition. It's pretty similar to the Java Edition one. To get the Skulk sensor, you're going to need to use a command, but it behaves a little differently. So for the most part, the Skulk sensor is the same. It can give out a redstone signal, it detects motion, everything like that, but wool occlusion. Wool occlusion is a very interesting feature. If you have wool in between a vibration source, so in this case me, and a Skulk sensor, then the Skulk sensor won't be able to actually detect the vibration, unless you're on Bedrock Edition. That's because on Bedrock right now, wool occlusion is not a thing at all. I'm sure, hopefully, when Skulk sensors actually make it into the game, wool occlusion will become a thing on Bedrock Edition, because if it doesn't, they're going to be so much harder to work with. Wool occlusion is amazing. It's essentially a must-have Skulk sensor feature if you actually want to be able to do things with the Skulk sensor. Because of wool occlusion, you can actually cut off motion detection in certain directions from the Skulk sensor if it works. This is going to make making traps even easier. This is going to make making doors even easier. It's going to make literally everything with the Skulk sensor even better. But it's not on Bedrock right now. To be honest, it's not the biggest deal in the world though, because the Skulk sensor right now is essentially not really even in the game. Speaking of things that don't really exist at all, this thing literally does not exist on Minecraft Bedrock Edition. This thing is the bundle. The bundle was a 1.17 item until the 1.17 update split. When that happened, the bundle was postponed. It is on Java in 1.17, it's just locked behind a command and the recipe isn't in the game. Functionally, I mean, I guess technically it does work. If you give yourself a bundle, you can actually use the bundle and you can put things inside of it. But if you have to use creative mode to give yourself a bundle, you might as well just like give yourself a shulker box or something else that's a little bit better than a bundle. So yeah. But this right here is a massive flex to all Bedrock players because the bundle doesn't exist on Bedrock Edition, never has, it probably won't for a while. The bundle will make it a Bedrock at some point though. It is a 1.18 feature. So, Minecraft 1.17, Java Edition, Bedrock Edition. The same update, but a little bit different. That's gonna do it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you're new here, turn notifications on. You'll get a brand new video every single day. Certified merch is down below the video. Definitely check it out and drop a follow on my Twitter too. I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Goodbye.